What's up guys, I'm back here with yet another coin collecting video here on the Scavenger's Bounty, this time looking at 50 rolls of nickels. That's going to be an entire $100 box. I'm going to be taking a look at each of these rolls, looking for things such as Buffalo nickels, so anything 1938 and before, as well as any nickels between 1939 and 1963, as well as any proofs or anything else interesting that I might find. So let's get into it. Okay, here's roll number 1 of this hunt, and this roll actually shows off something that I'm not going to be looking for. So this particular nickel here is the Lewis and Clark celebratory nickel from the year 2004. And so there are a handful of these designs of nickels that are cool, but they are not particularly rare, so I'm not going to be specifically searching out for those in this hunt. Now looking at this roll, there are a couple of these darker nickels you see here, which I will be pulling out because we're also going to be looking for any silver nickels we might find. And those are, well, look at that. We actually have one right here in roll number 1. So during World War II, I believe it was copper that was very rare and very needed. So what they ended up doing is making a series of nickels with partially silver, making up for the missing copper. So those were, I believe, 1942 through 1945, and this is an example of a 1945. This one's going to be from the Philadelphia Mint. So I'm going to give you the mintage numbers for this coin, and that's very cool to see coming out of the very first roll, because these are relatively rare because they're quite identifiable, like I said, from that edge being very dark compared to a regular nickel. You can see quite a difference between the regular nickels and these silver ones, which will tarnish and turn dark gray. So I'm going to be taking that to the side and checking out the rest of this roll right now. And we've got something else interesting here. This is a 1958 nickel. So like I said, anything from 1939 to 1963. These are all going to be in the Jefferson series, but these ones are going to be a little rarer than what you see after. There was a large drop-off between the years 1963 and 1964. And so after 1964, those nickels tend to be very common, but pre-1964, they are a bit rarer, and so we're going to take out any of those that we see. So this one we see is a 1963, so this just barely makes the cut. In a box, we should find, hopefully, a decent number of those. So that's a 74. Yeah, it can be kind of difficult, and I think, yeah, that's a 1964. You can tell there's quite a difference if I find a newer one. There's typically quite a difference in the detail between these older ones and the newer ones. So they're kind of identifiable by that, and of course by that date on, say, this 1959 right there. But it looks like that's going to do it for this first roll. That was epic getting a silver nickel out of that, and also a handful of those older nickels. And we're going to get into the next one. All right, here is roll number 4. No dark edges, so let's get into it. Here's something good. That's a 1940 from the San Francisco Mint, so that's probably a bit rarer. The Philadelphia Mint tends to be the more common in these years. That's a pretty old coin right there. Let's see what else we can find in here. And that's a 1973, looking older, but it's not too old. That's going to do it for that roll, and we're going to move on to roll number 5. Here's nickel roll number 5. We do have one slightly darker edge here. I'm assuming that's just a bit of a worn down and dirty coin, and it is. Sometimes those can get mistaken for silver nickels because the dirtier edge looks a bit like the tarnished silver edge, but that's something we got to keep an eye out for. And this one's going to be, looks like a 1958. If we can get the camera to focus, there it is. Check the mint on that. That's from the Denver Mint. So that should be a more common one, but getting a little older, that's nice. And here's roll number 7. Oh, we can see this one's got a bit damaged by the coin rolling process. So that's interesting, but it is a newer coin, so. This one's interesting as well. It just looks like it's either worn down, or it is possible that that's an error coin, that the strike was a bit shallow on that one. Let me check the year on it. It's going to be a 2006 Denver. So we can just compare that to a contemporary nickel. That one on the left there is a 2007. So I'm going to check whether it's... Oh yeah, this may be an error, because you see on the Monticello, you only see the MO and the LO. That's kind of funny there. So possible error coin there. I'm definitely going to take that and stick it to the side. And after filming, I will come back and check whether that's a possible error or not. And if it is, I will let you guys know. But we're going to move on to roll 8. Here is roll number 9. We've already found some epic stuff. Let's see what else there is. Got a darker edge over here. And that's going to be a newer coin. Let's check the rest of them. Got something else weird going on here with the text around the nickel that to me looks more like post-mint damage than an error coin, but again, I'll be sticking that off to the side so I can check later. Here is roll number 13, and there's a little bit of a mark on the outside of the roll. That's probably from this coin right here. So just damaged. Sometimes when there's a bulge in the roll or something, you'll occasionally find a foreign coin or something else in there that doesn't quite fit like the others. I see here we've got a 1960 with some green dye or corrosion or something around the edges there. That's from the Denver Mint. I don't see too many 1960s. I see plenty of the 1962s, 1963s, but not too many of the 1960s themselves. 65, that one's quite common as well. But that's going to do it for this roll. Here's roll 15. Here we've got a 1961. So that's going to make the cut of something that we will keep. Other than that, it doesn't look like there's anything else in this roll, so we're going to move on. And here's roll number 19. There's a 1956. That's going to be a good year. Check the mintage on that. That's from the Denver Mint. Let's see what else is in here. And that's going to be all. And here's nickel roll number 20. Here we've got a 1949 nickel from the Denver Mint. That's going to be a good year. There's not too many 1949s out there. And I think that's going to do it for this roll. Looks like it. Here's roll 22. This is a very nice looking 1962 Denver nickel right there. Keep that. That's going to be all for that roll. This is nickel roll number 27, so we're officially past halfway. We've found some great stuff so far and hope to keep that going. So we do have a 1958 right here. That's a good find. This one looking like it's from the Denver Mint. We'll keep that. I think that's going to be the only find of this roll, but we will move on to the next one. Here's coin roll number 29. Those are some red edges, so most likely not silver. So we had a 1980 and this one a 1977. Dark, yes, but not the correct color or year for silver. Here's roll 33. There's a 1963 right there, so that makes the cut. We'll be keeping that. That one is a 1964, though. This one's a 1948. So looking at the other edge, for a moment I thought it was a silver, but in a silver, you notice the mint mark is above the Monticello, while here it's actually going to be to the right of it. So that's going to be a 1948 Denver. Relatively close to a silver year, but off by just a couple of years. It would have to be a 1945. Here's roll number 34. So it's 62 that we'll be keeping. And a 1960 as well. So this one's got a few of those older nickels. That's going to do it for that one. And here's roll 39. So we do have a 1958 that I almost missed, but I think that's going to be everything in this roll. Here is roll number 42. So we're getting into these last 10 rolls now. There's a 1962 for us. And that's going to be it for this roll. Here's roll 46. There's a 1953, is that? Yeah. 1943 San Francisco. So that should be one of the less common of that series. I'll give you the vintage numbers for that, of course. Let's see what else this roll has. 1959 coming out really quickly. That one from the Denver Mint. And another 1959, also from the Denver Mint. So 3 finds in this roll, that's pretty good. And a 1956 to cap it off. This one from the Philadelphia Mint. So we have just 4 rolls to go. Let's get into it. Here's roll number 47. So that is a 1960, so that's going to be a keeper. And that one's from the Denver Mint. And we'll keep that 1961 from the Philadelphia Mint as well. And that's going to do it for this roll. Here's the penultimate roll, number 49. Let's get into it. 1963 right off the bat that we'll keep. And it looks like that's going to do it for this roll. So we're on to the last. All right, here's roll number 50. Last roll of this hunt. Let's see what it has. All right, so sadly nothing to find in that last roll, but we've got plenty of good stuff over here, so I'll tally it up and give you a recap. All right, so here's a recap of our hunt today. Starting from the oldest, 1 1940, 1 1945, one of each of the years 1948 and 9, 1 1953. Over here I've got 2 1956s as well as the 1957s. As for the 1958s, I've got 5 of those, 3 of each of the years 1959, 1960, and 1961. Over here, I've got 4 of each of the years of 1963 and 1962. And finally, we have that 2006 Denver over here with the very light punch on the reverse. I was not able to find out whether or not that's a proper error coin or if that's just some post-mint damage from going through the washing machine or something. So I'll keep looking out for that, but that's going to be everything we found today. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and share it with anyone else who enjoys this kind of content. And I will see you guys in the next one.